Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you a easy side dish. It is a butternut squash and spinach casserole, and I like to make this as a side whether it's for the holidays or just for your dinners. It's a really good side dish and it has a lot of different vegetables in it. It's really good and it's easy to assemble. So this is something that you can kind of prep the ingredients ahead of time and then assemble it, or you can make it the day ahead. It doesn't take very long. We are going to need a Pyrex dish and then a skillet for the stovetop. I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. So the first thing I'm going to do is I used a whole butternut squash. So you're going to take your butternut squash and then you're going to cube it. So that's exactly what I did here. I cubed it. I did this earlier and I had them frozen in a bag. So today I just went ahead and took them out, defrosted them, and then placed them in my Pyrex dish. So if you want to do that ahead of time, if you know you're going to be making this dish and you want to have your butternut squash ready, go ahead and chop it up and then put it in a baggie and freeze it, or you can make it the day of. And then the other option would be to buy a bag of frozen butternut squash. So completely up to you. Or they also have them in the, I know Whole Foods in the produce section, they have it already cubed for you, so you can buy it like that as well. So a few different options for you there. So we're going to put our butternut squash in our glass dish. I'm going to take a half a tablespoon of coconut oil and just drizzle it on top of the butternut squash. So just gently disperse that so it's all over the butternut squash. And then I'm going to just use a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it into the oven at 350 degrees for just about 15-20 minutes. So, and I'm using just a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt, and you can use whatever salt that you would like. So what we're going to do is put this into the oven at 350 for about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and start on the stovetop ingredients. Stovetop, I have my spinach. You want about 2 cups of spinach. If you want to make this a larger portion, you're going to want to use about 4 cups of spinach. So I just put my spinach in the saute pan, and then I put about a half a tablespoon of coconut just to let that all set. So I'm going to put the spinach, and then I chopped up a half of an onion. So I'm going to go ahead and put the onion in there. And so I have my spinach and my onion. And as you're sauteing this, you can also add in some corn if you want to add corn to this dish. So you have your spinach, your onion, and your corn, and you're just going to let this all simmer on the stovetop. And so we have our everything together. I am going to add a half a tablespoon of garlic. You can use minced or fresh garlic. So I'm just going to let everything saute on the pan together. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. I am going to be using the Himalayan pink sea salt, or pink salt. I always say sea salt, but you can add whatever salt you would like. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper, and then I'm just going to let this sit and cook up on the stovetop. So I'm just going to let this simmer for a few minutes. Okay, so I have everything cooking up nicely, and our spinach is starting to wilt. So as soon as your spinach starts to wilt, that's when you're going to want to add the other ingredients. So the next thing I'm going to add is a 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk. So I'm just going to pour that in. And at this point, you want your temperature set to low. So we have our unsweetened almond milk, and then the next thing I'm going to add is a half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. So I'm going to put that in. So I'm stirring everything up, and we just want this all to kind of cream together. So I'm just going to cook this on the stovetop just a few more minutes. I'm going to add just a little bit more black pepper, and then I'm just going to add a few dashes of ground nutmeg. So everything is cooking up perfectly. So we're just going to let this simmer for just a few more minutes. We have our spinach and onion and corn mix all cooked up together. We have our butternut squash now out of the oven. So I cooked this for 15 minutes while I was preparing the spinach mixture. So you'll want to do this in the oven, and then as it's cooking, get this going. Kind of multitask. So this is still pretty hot, and what I'm going to do is just pour this on top of the butternut squash. So it's going to be kind of like a casserole. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to pour it right on top of the butternut squash. Okay, so I have everything poured on top. The next thing you're going to want to do is either sprinkle fresh Parmesan cheese or nutritional yeast, whichever one you would like to use. I'm going to use just about 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to sprinkle this right on top, And then we're gonna go ahead and place this back into the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the oven, and then it's all gonna bake up together, and then it will be all ready. It smells so good. I love the smell of like onions. It just smells delicious. I wish you guys could smell it. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, and we're gonna bake it for 15 minutes. Hey guys, our butternut squash spinach casserole is out of the oven. This is a really good dish to have as a side dish either for your holiday gatherings or just your weeknight dinners. This is something that you can throw together really easy. It doesn't take very long. You can throw it together either the morning of, the night before. You can always prep this and freeze it. But it's something that I like to have on hand with my dinners or even at a holiday. I usually make this for the holidays. It's a really good dish. But for the holidays, I will double the recipe. So if you're making it for more people, you'll want to double it. But if it's just a small gathering, you can do it exactly how I gave it to you guys. I will put the full recipe down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!